Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 2 and we make a project entitled Configure Windows Server 2019 for Bimbel F1 domain. Before we begin, I will introduce myself. My name is Latief Mulyarahim and my partner Fatimatuzzahra Khairunnisa and Rizki Roihan Soeharto. About this project. In this project, we configure Windows Server 2019 with adding ADDS, DHCP server, and web server features.
So the first is Active Directory Domain Services or ADDS. ADDS is a Windows Server services that stores directory data and manage communication between users and domains, such as user login, authentication, and directory lookup. For the function, ADDS provides a means for centralized network administration at both the domain and cross-domain levels, as long as between domains are still in one forest. So why do we use ADDS? The first, if your computer is already using ADDS, then the use of email or application can be stored and operated centrally. And the second, this will facilitate the maintenance of hardware or software, accelerate the handling of disturbance or supervisioning the use of computers, make use of computer policies, and facilitate the deployment of application.
Next, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol Server or DHCP server. DHCP server is device or computer instrument capable of distributing server IP address to all connected clients that are still in one network. The function of DHCP server make and allocating through the distribution system regarding the IP address server so that all clients are able to automate the IP address of the DHCP server. So why do we use the DHCP server? The first, make it easy for an administrator to provide IP address automatically to client computer without having to fill them in manually. Second, facilitate the process of transferring data to another client PC or PC server and prevents IP conflict.
Next is a web server or IIS. So what is web server? On the hardware side, a web server is a computer that stores a web server software and website's component files. As example, HTML document, CSS style sheet, images, and JavaScript files. It is connected to internet and supports physical interchanging within the other device connected to the web. So on the software side, web servers include several paths that have to control a web user access the hosted files at the minimum of HTTP server. So in a simplified way, we can say that a web server is a computer that stores one or more sites or application on the internet. So for the function of web server is to carry out or will transfer client request files through a communication protocol that has been determined in such way that request a web page consists of text files, videos, image, and etc. And then why do we use a web server? In our case, Bimbel F1 need a website and application on the internet, so the client can access the information about Bimbel F1 on the internet. Next. So for now, we will go through the demonstration.
In the main window of Windows Server 2019, you can click Start and click Server Manager. After that, your PC will show like this. you have to click Manage. Click Add Roles and Features. Click Next. Click Next again. Click Next again. In this part, you have to choose Active Directory Domain Service and click Add Features button. Then, next again. Next. Next again. And click Install. After process of the install complete, you have to click Close. There will be a notification. Click Promote the server. So we will make new domain. We have to click Add a new forest. So in the domain name, I will type Bimbel F1.edu. After that, we have to click Next. So we have to register the password for the directory service. After that, we have to click Next again. Next again. So domain name for the net bias is Bimbel F1. We have to click Next again. Next again. Next. So after the check was successful, we have to install. After the install was successful, the server will restart. After that, we have to log in again to the server. And we have to click Start. And click Server Manager. You can see here if the domain of Bimbel F1 Edu is active.
Next, here I will create the HCP server in Windows Server 2019. First, go to Server Manager. In Server Manager, click Manage, and then select Add Roles and Features. Click Next, Next, Next. In here, checklist the HCP server and click Add Features, and then Next, next, and install. And then wait for the installation until complete. After that, select complete the ACP configuration, click next, click commit, and close tab. Back to server manager, and then click tools, select the ACP. In here, we will configuration IP for client. Right click on IPv4, select new scope, and then fill the name field. Click next, and then input range IP for client. Make sure input the IP one network with the server. Next. Next again. In here, set time duration IP rentals for client. Click next. Choose yes, and then click next. In here, input IP server, and then click add. Click next. In here, make sure parent domain is correct, and then click next. Click next. Choose yes, and finish. Then restart the service. And check on address pool, and we can see range IP for client. And in address lists, we can see the connected client. Now it's empty because there are no client connected yet. Next, go to Client OS. Right click on network icon, select Open Network, select Change Adapter Setting, click Local Area Network, and select Details. Here we can see the client has not been able IP from the server. So we must disable LAN network, and then enable again. And we are already connected to server. And then try to ping to the server and ping to the domain. Okay, so ping to the server and domain is successfully. Then check networks details again. and we can see the difference after connect to the server. Then go to server and refresh, and we can see client information on address lists.
Next, we are going to configure web server or IIS in this Windows server. First, in the desktop panel, click Start, then click Server Manager. Server Manager dashboard will be pop up, and the next step, click Add Roles and Features. Roles and Feature wizard will be pop up, click Next. For select installation type, we choose role based, then Next. For the destination server, choose the server you want to add the features on. Click Next. For server rules, choose web server, click Add Features, then click Next. For this, we going by default, click Next, then Next. For role servers default, click Next, and then Install. The installation is complete, click Close, and now we are about to test it. We are going to input our domain, which is bimbelf1.edu, and now same work, and we are about to test it in the client side and input bimbelf1.edu. And the display is the same as the server side. And now we are about to add files that contains modified HTML, CSS, and images. And now we are going to put add root files, which is the default physical path for website in the web server. As you can see, there are HTML files already that display like we've seen in the test before. Now we are going to Server Manager dashboard and go to IIS Manager. And now we are going to change the default document of the default website. Because the default document is index.html, we just move it to the top. Now we are going to make web applications for developers web page and set the physical path to corresponding files. And because the default document is biodata.html, we must add biodata.html to default document. and it is the same name biodata.html for the rest of the developers. And now we are going to test it. Here are the home page after changing the default document. And now we just explore and test all HTML pages. And now this biodata.html pages is inside web application that we add. There are Zahra, Latief, and Roihan. Now we are going to test it in the client side. We'll speed up this clip. So this client have been configured with join domain and DHCP. And that's it for this project. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.